Coach's Corner is presented by Roanoke Valley Harley Davidson. Stop by their store on Peters Creek Road for new and used motorcycles, service and repair, along with Harley Davidson clothing and collectibles.
Hello and welcome in to another episode of Coach's Corner. I'm Mitch, Stewart, and this morning I'm joined by Rail Dawgs head coach Dan Bremner. Dan, thanks for joining me.
Of course, Mitch.
Weekend split on the road this past weekend in Huntsville. Saturday night, it felt like you guys just kept digging after a lot of hard work throughout the weekend. You're able to pull that result out. What were some of your takeaways from that road trip down to Alabama?
Yeah, always tough, playing Huntsville at home. They play well there. The first night, just a little bit of complacencies again. We're going through it with bodies in and out, new bodies in, trying to get them acclimated to like what we were trying to do, but can take some time. The response on Saturday was awesome. We did some video and kind of looked at where we need to be better. And I thought for the majority of the Saturday game, we actually dominated. I think we outchanced them 2-1. Need to find ways to convert on those chances earlier, so we're not pushing games so late. But this group has always responded well later in games when we are behind, and we had a big push there with the 6-on-5 goal there to tie it up.
You talked about some of those new bodies coming in, 3 of them making their debuts this past weekend with defensemen Dan Barry and Troy Quinn. Then you got Brent Rickett up top playing at forward for you guys this past weekend. What did you think about what they were able to kind of bring to the table in their first weekend and how they kind of developed as you've gotten them for a few more days in practice this week?
They look good. Jumping right into it sometimes can be overwhelming, but they had a ton of energy. That's to be expected. Coming out of college, your first couple pro games, you expect them to be kind of high energy, and they were. Saw some good things too, though. Some good composure there that sometimes comes after a few games. So just hoping they're going to build off that Saturday game.
Still trying to find some more bodies here. You've had a lot of success the last couple of years and kind of finding some diamonds in the rough, so to speak, from the college ranks. At this stage in the year, when you're trying to build this group for the postseason, what kind of players, what kind of pieces are you kind of looking for as you kind of try to complete this team by maybe adding a couple of these guys coming out of college?
Yeah, as colleges all kind of wrap up, what I'm looking for is it's kind of what I used to recruit to. Is I'm looking for somebody who's going to contribute. I'm not just looking for somebody who's going to come in and play a couple games. They're going to be given the opportunity to come in and play big minutes and see if they're going to be a guy that would be a difference maker for us through the playoffs. Our lineup, like everybody else, a long season, some bodies banged up, some tired bodies. Hanging on to those PTOs, we're going to be looking to have a bigger roster for the next couple weeks here where we can be giving some guys some rest and get some looks at some guys that might be a big piece for us going forward.
CJ Stubbs hitting a bunch of milestones here this past week for the Dawgs. He's only the third dog to hit the 50-goal mark. He's the first ever rail yard dog to hit that 100-assist mark. We've often talked about him here on this show, but what has he kind of meant to this group, not only on the ice, but just with his leadership this year and how he's been able to continue developing during his time here in Roanoke?
Yes, Stubbsy, couldn't be more proud of him, happy for him. Getting those individual accolades, you'll be the first to tell you he's all about team first, and he means everything. He's been a big part of the culture that we've built over the last 3-4 years, and huge part of that leadership group now, obviously, but over the years he's really put his stamp on Dawgs hockey.
You get the Knoxville Ice Bears coming into town this weekend, and as you guys are trying to fight to hold on to some home ice advantage positioning for the playoffs, they're trying to kind of fight their way back into the playoff picture. Very desperate for wins type of group, very hungry group. What are you expecting from them as you take on the Ice Bears here at home this weekend?
Yeah, they've had some success the last little while, and they've had some big goalie performances. The last time we played them, Steve's played incredible. A lot on the line, which I'm happy about. I'm happy that they're not playing for nothing. We're not playing for nothing. There's things, those points are important. So I expect some good hockey. They're a team that can capitalize on your mistakes. They're opportunistic when you give them those chances. So we got to make sure we're playing better defensively. I think that's going to be the focus the next few weeks here.
Well, Dan, best of luck to you all this weekend here against the Ice Bears.
Thanks, Mitch.
That's going to do it for this episode of Coach's Corner. Roanoke right here at the Doghouse on Friday and Saturday night. On Friday night, you got baseball night here with the Salem Red Sox. We'll have specialty jerseys being worn that night. And then Saturday, it's the Wiener Dog Races, sponsored by Glow Fiber and 94.9 Star Country. Thanks so much for tuning in today, and have a great rest of your day.